Well, I was going to ask you to quiet down, but I think you did that already. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for coming tonight on Veterans Day to help us honor the veterans, not only in our community, but anyone that you have a connection with. And we just wanted to start actually by honoring a few of our veterans right here in the front row from the VFW. Thank you very much for being here. They took the time out to come join us and hear a wonderful music program, and we'll have a chance to honor veterans across our audience throughout the performance this evening. My name's Quinn Woolpecker. If you haven't had a chance to meet yet, I get to be the proud principal at Link, and good news is you don't get to hear me sing this evening. You get to hear the third graders who have been practicing very hard with our music teacher, Mrs. Dalkey. Now, as you get ready to live in the moment and capture all the good singing that you're about to hear, I just wanted to remind you that we are recording as well, and we'll put it on our Link YouTube channel. There's a few pieces of paper on the wall with QR codes, so before you leave today, you can have quick access to that YouTube channel. We'll publish it in the very near future so you can see it and share it. And perhaps you're like many parents who don't know whether to live in the moment and soak it all in or to try and capture it. So we've taken the capture part out of the equation just in case you would like to live in the moment this evening. All right, before we get started, thank you so much again for attending on Veterans Day. Let me turn it over to Mrs. Dalkey as we begin our Veterans Day program.
Thank you, everyone. We will begin with the Star-Spangled Banner. This is our national anthem. And as you may know, the words of the Star-Spangled Banner are very tricky. And so we begin just exposing the students to those words throughout their younger years. And then when they get to 5th and 6th grade, we really try to make sure they actually know them and they know the story behind them. So we have that to look forward to. So I'm sure the 3rd graders wouldn't mind some help singing along. So if you could please rise and put your hand on your heart, we've got a flag right up here for you to recognize. Our next song is a classic called You're a Grand Old Flag.
Away.
concert. If you have older children who have sung this concert with me, you may be familiar. But before we do that, just wanted to thank our veterans for being here today, and our veterans who are not here today for serving. Thank you so much. Let's give them a hand. Third grade classroom teachers and specials teachers were so supportive, changing around schedules and getting rehearsal time in, so I'm so appreciative of them too. And also our custodial staff, our PE teachers, so all the staff that helped with this setup. Let's just give them a round of applause. Dr. Wilbecker and Mrs. Hernandez are both here in the back, and we just appreciate their support so much. You know, there are other principals at other schools that don't come to the music programs. So the fact that they're here and they're here every time is just wonderful. So let's give them a round. And to parents and families, thank you so much for making time, for coming, for canceling karate or ice skating or gymnastics or whatever it is you had to clear in your schedule to be here tonight. Thank you so much for being here. And for our last song, yes, there are 6 branches of the military now. The Space Force was started in 2019, but it took a couple years for them to write an anthem and to get it official. And it will probably take a few more years before someone can arrange the song to be singable by kids. So I did look, I looked to see if there was a way to incorporate the Space Force song, but it's just not ready yet. So we'll be giving them a little shout out at the very end of the song. So if you are a Space Force service member, you can stand when we shout out the Space Force at the end. But if you are any of the other 5 military branches, please rise when you hear your anthem, your military branch song begin. And audience, we will clap for whoever is standing and we will recognize you. So thank you so much.
Oh,
Oh, they sounded wonderful. Let's give our third graders one more thing. Great job. And can we thank Mrs. Delke for coordinating? And how about one last round of applause for all the veterans in our audience this evening? Well, thank you for spending some time this evening with us. You do need to take your children home with you. But bring them back to school tomorrow. We'll start at the same time, and we'll have a great week ahead. Happy Veterans Day, everyone.